All right, everybody. So we finally have free agency sorted out here as far as we know. If there is any mistakes that you catch, let us know in your team chats and we'll go ahead and fix them. If it's like a money error, we might not be able to fix it until after free agency is over. But as far as I know, there's like 0 or 1 money errors in the entire free agency class, so things should be going pretty well. I also know how to sort this now. So let's start off. Let me say one more thing. I also made some adjustments to the money that players will now ask for. It's now largely based on potential, as you can see. So Okongwu is going to be asking for the most money of like any free agent left. The older they are, they're still going to be asking for a decent amount of money because they're rated high, but it's not like the crazy 50 million that they were asking for before. So that's fixed a lot. Younger players and players in their prime should expect more money overall based on how they're rated and everything as well. So with that being said, the top free agents left are Drew, DeRozan, and Clay. None of them have received an offer yet that the team could afford, at least, and so they're still all on the market. Then we have Russell, Valanciunas, OG is still on the market, Cole, Westbrook, Collins, Trent, Okongwu, to name a few of the top ones. I'm going to go by position here, which I now know how to do correctly. So we'll start with point guards. Drew and Russell are obviously the top point guards. Westbrook is kind of a good catch there. And I'll scroll for a minute here, but I don't think these ones down here are going to be too important. And then we will go over to shooting guards. The top shooting guard is Clay, although you could probably also consider DeRozan a shooting guard. I don't know why he's listed as a power forward in this. So his overall might actually be different also. Once you change him back to a shooting guard, he might be a higher overall. Small forwards, we basically have Avdia, who wants a lot of money because he's young and has some good potential. And then other than that, there's really not that many small forwards left. Yeah, it's kind of a dry small forward class. Aaron Wiggins. Power forwards, DeRozan, like I said, is probably more of a shooting guard. We got Sadiq Bey still available. Bates Diop, Rudy Gay, Iguodala, a couple decent bench players you could play at power forward. And finally for center, we have Valanciunas, Collins. Okongwu is the guy that still expects the most money, but he's an RFA. So the Wizards might sign him back unless anyone else wants to make an offer. They might get him for a lot less. And that is all of the free agents who are available still. Some good ones at the top. The next thing that I guess I'll show is how much money every team has left to offer. So the Sixers have 5.59 million. The Bucks have 5.59. Bulls have 10.85. The Cavaliers have 10.85. The Celtics have 10.85. The Clippers have 10.85. The Grizzlies have 6.7 million. The Hawks have 5.59. The Heat have a lot of money. Hornets have 6.7 million left. The Jazz have a lot of money. The Kings have 5.59. The Knicks have 5.59. Lakers have 7.74. The Magic have 10.85. The Mavericks have 17.19. The Nets have a lot of money. The Nuggets have a lot. Pacers have 10.85. Pels have 6.7. The Pistons with 6.7. The Raptors with a lot. The Rockets with 5.59. The Spurs with 6.7. Suns with 10.85. The Thunder with 5.59. The Wolves with 6.7. The Blazers with 6.7. The Warriors with 8.72. And the Bullets with 5.59. So that's how much money every single team has left to offer free agents. Obviously, if you have more in the salary cap room here, then that's how much you actually have. We'll start with the Sixers. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard signed with them on a max deal. I believe they also got Buddy Hield. The Bucks got Paul George on a big deal as well. Then they re-signed Vassell, I believe. The Bulls re-signed Oubre. They got John Wall. The Cavs signed a couple guys here. Diallo, I believe, and Hartenstein the Cavs signed. The Celtics got Harden in that sign and trade from the Nets, which was completed. So we have that inputted. The Clippers got a bunch of decent players. They got Claxton, Fultz, McDaniels, Dinwiddie, Bruce Brown. So they have a lot of guys. They might have too many people on their roster. I can't tell. They might have to release someone. I'm not sure. The Grizzlies have a few roster spots left to fill out. I know they got a couple people. They got Hayward. The Hawks just completed that Jaylen Brown trade, and they're just over the cap. The Heat, like I said earlier, they have a lot of money left to spend, and they have a few roster spots they still need to fill out. Pascal Siakam is on the Hornets, but he's actually due to be signed and traded to the Knicks. So if that deal doesn't get done, then he'll go back to free agency as well. And I'll make that announcement if the deal doesn't end up getting done. Here's the Knicks, though. They did get Bridges and Drummond, I believe. So they had a pretty good free agency. The Lakers got Achuia. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The Magic got DeMarcus Cousins, but they still have about 10 million left, I believe, in their MLE. Mavericks have a lot of roster to fill out and not a lot of money, weirdly. They may still have some cap holds or something that they need to release. There's the Nets, the Nuggets here. Have a lot of money left to spend. They could definitely go for one of those big free agents. The Pacers, about 10 million over the cap. Here's the Pelicans. They're way over the cap. There's not really a lot that they could do during this free agency. The Pistons are also way over the cap, although they did sign a couple of guys, I believe. Caleb Martin is one of those guys. The Raptors have a lot of money ever since LeBron retired, so maybe they'll shoot for a big player also. The Rockets got Wiseman back. The Spurs are way over the cap. I don't think there's a whole lot that they can do in the second period of free agency. Same thing with the Suns. They did sign a couple of players though, which is good. The Thunder have a little bit of money left. They also made a couple free agency signings. There's the not the Mavericks, the Wolves. The Blazers, I believe they got Quickly. The Warriors have a decent amount of money left to go and get a good role player if they want. And then finally the Bullets, who are $35 million over the cap. And I think that does it. I think that's all I need to go ahead and show in this video. Like I said, if you catch any errors with the free agency, don't hesitate to point it out and we'll do our best to fix it. Thank you guys for your patience, and hopefully we can set the next deadline at like tomorrow or whatever. So yeah, bye-bye.